Hi, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Once again, we are here with our Bringle blended meetups on a topic health and stress management. Happy Bringling to all of you. Now, many of the people are asking me, what does Bringle means? Bringle is actually a coin word, which means a sensation, a tingling sensation which you get inside your brain when you achieve something out of something you achieve in your life by using your brain, by using your mind, your energies, and different things. But it is very commonly said, healthy mind stays in healthy body. So we are going to focus on first things first, and with this, I am going to request Charu to explain about the flow and introduce the speakers.
Thank you so much, Ansha. A very good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to everybody and the global community. Myself, Charu Mehrotra, founder of personal transformation online magazine www.womenlines.com, which is listed in top 40 online magazines to follow in 2020. Welcome to the first day of 21 Days Business Sustainability Challenge. So today's topic we are having is health and stress management. Bringle Blended Meetups and Women Lines brings to you amazing 21 days live sessions at Bringle Blended Meetup platform, which can be viewed from any part of the world. Just imagine, friends, in a day there are 1440 minutes in whole day. What will happen if you are able to use every minute of the day in best of your health, both physically and mindfully, and also during the sleep if you can? You are certainly going to put your best energy in your business, which can help you to achieve better results for your businesses. Maybe you are not aware how the present lifestyle in present scenario is causing harm to you. Or maybe you're not aware there are various ways which you can use to keep the stress away for yourself, for your professional network, and for your family too. Let's learn from the experts today. We have a fantastic panel today. The first section is Eye Care in Virtual World. We're having Dr. Nikhil Niglur, ophthalmologist, surgeon and Vice Chairman Bhaskar Eye Care. We're having under section Flu Essential ENT Care, Dr. Shantanu Tandon, ENT surgeon and sleep and the snoring disorder specialist. Under mental health, we're having Divya, founder of Divya's Happiness Hive. She is light worker, mind coach, clinical psychologist, graphologist, author, mentor, and trainer. We are having other segment, which is stress management, where we are having Miss Suchi. She is a former principal of International Preschools of Singapore. She is the country chair and vice president Southeast Asia GGA, and only laughter coach in the world. We have Riddhi Doshi, psychologist, internationally certified parenting and behavior coach, national awardees, and 3 times TEDx speaker, and child psychologist. And we have Amy Doshi. She's a play therapist, trainer, graphologist, graphotherapist, parenting coach, behavioral counselor, and radical healing. And then we are having Dr. Akshay Bhoy, who is an Ayurveda expert, Ayurvedacharya, MD in yoga, and MD in Ayurveda, and he's the author too. So let's start the panel discussion, and we have our speakers in the show. So I would love to ask Dr. Nikhil Niglur, how the current lifestyle, when everybody is working from home, is affecting our eyes, especially sitting in front of computers, how it is affecting us. Welcome, Dr. Nikhil Niglur, in the show.
Hi, thank you so much. I hope I'm audible.
Yes.
So good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Nikhil Neglur. I'm an ophthalmologist by training, and I specialize in eye care, especially cataract, refractive surgery, and dry eye.
Okay.
So today our lives are run by screens, is it not? Whether it's your computer, your laptop, your phone, iPad, or even your Kindle, you're almost always glued to these screens. Children too use screens instead of outdoor sports and other outdoor activities. And this has not happened suddenly. Over the years, people from almost all specialties have shifted to screens and computers, including myself. So today, all our patient management softwares are online, and computers have just become a part of our job description. And due to this, we have seen an exponential rise in dry eye and other eye complications. I remember during my days of training, dry eye was not even considered a problem. And those who had these complaints usually tried a lot of home remedies like splashing water in their eyes, putting rose
Correct.
water in their eyes, which actually has complicated the problem, by the way. So now in our practice, at least in urban India, around 65% of our patients have some form of dry eye. And we've also given it a quite a funky name. It's called computer vision syndrome.
Okay,
So
that's
with this
interesting.
current lockdown and work from home directives, our screen time has actually increased even more. So we're
Mm,
either sleeping, eating, or looking at a screen. You know?
correct.
Employees are using their free time to upskill and learn new tech. Professionals are making the most of their extra time indoors by enhancing their skills and capabilities. Digital learning platforms are witnessing a spike in enrollments.
Correct.
People are unable to socialize with friends and family. So people are turning to smartphones for entertainment like Netflix, Hotstar, Amazon Prime. For that matter, even Zoom has seen a massive uptick in usage. And all this adds to eye strain and dry eye. So what we need today are actually ways to digitally detox your eyes. So there are a few simple things we can do
Okay.
that will go a long way to protect your eyes. And I'll try to list a few of them for you. So
Please.
number one, I usually recommend my patients not to splash water in their eyes. So
Okay.
when you wash your face or take a bath, keep your eyes closed, splash water, clean around your eyes and wipe. The more you prevent water from entering the eyes, the better off you are. So this basically people think that this is something to do with the purity of the water. They feel that if we use mineral water, is it better? If we use filtered water, is it better? It doesn't depend upon the purity of the water.
Okay.
Whenever you splash water in the eyes, the pH level of your tears gets disturbed. And this pH imbalance is what causes this problem. Okay, so
Okay.
this is one point I usually tell. The second point is whether you're at work or whether you're at working from home and you can't take long breaks, follow the 20-20-20 rule. So every 20 minutes,
20, 20,
take a
20.
20-second break and
Okay.
look 20 feet away. So 20-20-20.
20.
And what this does is it relaxes the internal muscles of the eyes and reduces eye strain. And
Okay.
now that you're working from home, many of us are working from home, you can take longer breaks. You don't have to take just a 20-second break. The longer the break, the better. Okay. Third, what I recommend is have a good night's sleep. So I can't stress enough the importance of sleep and its connection to eye strain. Even if you have a good night's sleep of 6 to 8 hours, the problems are reduced by 50% straight away. So good night's sleep is important. Fourth, correct your vitamin deficiencies. So there are a small group of fat soluble vitamins which act as anti-inflammatory markers in the eyes. And if they are deficient, you will have complaints of dry eye and eye strain. So vitamin D is the major vitamin in this group as far as the eyes are concerned. And fifth, you must shift to better quality spectacles. Now you get these new lenses called blue lenses, and they are recommended as they cut most of the UV light emitted from computer screens. Okay, so these are a few simple changes which are simple enough to start, and hopefully all of us will continue these habits even after the lockdown ends. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. And
It
if you have
was
any questions, I'd like to answer them. If anybody wants to know anything in particular.
correct. It was a fantastic sharing, I must say, and awesome tips, especially about the splashing of water. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know how many people are aware, but this is really a very important suggestion.
yeah,
And we should be sharing in our network. We should be creating awareness about these points. So
yeah.
thank you so much for sharing these important suggestions. If anybody has any question, please go ahead and you can have some question. Otherwise, I can continue. We can have now we are having Dr. Shantanu Tandon. So, Dr. Shantanu
So
Tandon.
we have one question from the group from
Okay,
Nidhi
please.
Yeah.
in the chat. Does wearing contact lenses causes dryness?
Wearing contact lenses reduces the quality of the tear over time. So contact lenses, I don't recommend a long use, long-term use of contact lens. If you're going out for a function or social gathering, you can wear them for short durations. Most of them, the problem with dry eye is that the problems don't start immediately. So it is a chronic abuse of the tear films which cause the problem. So today wearing contact lenses will cause problems maybe after 5 years. So avoid as much as possible. It does have a chronic effect, but you can use them in short spells. Short durations are absolutely fine. They are safe.
Okay. I have one question, Dr. Nikhil, for you.
Yeah.
Uh, there are a lot of college students and even children now who
Yeah.
are having now lenses, who have got lenses now with them. And of course, this water splashing part, even I do it very regularly. So for me, it's going to be a change for me, which I have to do.
Yeah.
But what my question is that what about these students who are very young or children? Do we have some remedy to take out their lenses, and can we do help them out to, rather than using contact lenses, if we can actually help them remove the glasses?
So actually, what I recommend is that either wearing spectacles is the safest. In fact, I also wear spectacles, and there are people who are very happy with their spectacles. For people who don't want to wear glasses, up till the age of 19, the only other option is contact lenses. You cannot go for any surgical removal till that age. But once you cross 19, in girls, we above 19 is fine. Boys, we wait for another year, 20 years. You can go for a surgical LASIK surgery, which removes the glasses spectacle number permanently. Now we also have remedies for people above 40 who have started using reading glasses. So for that also we have lens-based solutions. Not LASIK surgery is not recommended for people who require reading glasses, but we have different procedures for that as well. So in a nutshell, till the age of 19, only glasses and contact lenses. 19 to 20, you can go for LASIK surgery. 19 to 40, you can go for LASIK surgery. And beyond 40, you go for lens-based solutions to get rid of your glasses.
Thanks, Dr. Nikhil. We have another questions coming in, but we would like to park that considering the paucity of the time. Rajshri, I would request you to keep these questions recorded or saved somewhere. We will reach out to Dr. Nikhil and share it back with the respective person who has asked that. So there is a question from Shashi Karan, and there is another question from Nidhi as well. So we'll reach out to them, and whoever is there on the live, please reach out to us with your questions at info@bringleacademy.com. We'll connect you back with the expert. You can also join the community page bringleacademy.com/course/business continuity, and you can ask your questions over there as well. Thank you so much. Charu, with this, I would like you to invite
Dr. Shanti.
speakers for this.
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Nikhil, for your time.
Welcome.
So welcome, Dr. Shantanu. I would like to know that every flu affects our ENT system. Can you share your opinion and highlight how, in present scenario, how this flu is going to affect and what we have to take care about it?
Hello, everyone. So yes, it's nice to talk about something which pretty much everybody has been talking about over the last few weeks.
Right.
People aren't very, very sure about what's going on. They just know that it's something to keep us inside our homes and pretty much work from home. But so flu is essentially it's a very loose term. It's given to something which frequently is viral in nature. And pretty much all flus tend to affect various parts of our body. So you could have a flu which involves primarily the upper airway, that's the respiratory tract, the nose, the lower airway, that is the trachea, the lungs. And then it can give rise to things like pneumonias and breathing difficulties. But it can also very much involve various other parts of the body. So you can have a problem with the GI tract and have various stomach upsets and things like that. Now, why everybody is talking so much about COVID or coronavirus these days is, number one, we weren't prepared for it. I mean, all of a
Yes.
sudden, everybody gets the flu at some point of time or the other. Invariably, we've heard various kinds of flus, the common cold or the flu, swine flu, various other types of flus. And the fact is that we've been seeing these patients every year for the longest of times. It's just that this particular kind of flu is spreading very fast. People don't get to know about it that easily until the symptoms actually start affecting us. And the nose and the throat is pretty much the most common area where the symptoms start creeping up. So often patients will come with the initial feeling of a little bit of runny nose, a little sneezing, and before they know it, after a few days, they start feeling a little bit of breathing difficulty. So with respect to this particular flu, which everybody seems to be talking or at least thinking about, a dry cough, a little bit of breathing difficulty, and some amount of fever. Now, why I say specifically dry cough, because a lot of patients who have a cough, they can have a cough due to various reasons. And most of the times they're throwing out a lot of sputum or phlegm. Allergy patients, they throw out a lot of phlegm with cough, but that's usually white phlegm. Patients who have bacterial lung infections or even sinusitis for all that matters, they would be throwing out a lot of yellowish, greenish muck when they're coughing. Patients with COVID-19 or coronavirus infections, most of the times are just coughing. They are tiring themselves out. They are coughing, dry cough. And after a few days, they start feeling difficulty in breathing. They're not able to maintain their oxygen levels. And that's when we know that something really bad is going on.
So great to know. How about ears, the hearing part? We are whole day using earphones, whether we are working or we are watching something. So can you share your opinion how this is going to affect us?
See, fact of the matter is this has been affecting us for a while now, because although we are at this point of time forced to stay home and work from home, but a fair percentage of our population has been, like Nikhil mentioned, on their devices, using earphones, spending large amounts of time, either due to work or just because they want to watch a movie on Netflix while everybody else is asleep, or they want to listen to music while they're doing their daily commute. So our obvious usage of earphones has gone up.
Okay.
It's not good. I mean, that goes without saying. It's obviously not a good thing to be exposing your ears to, not just earphones, the earphones. So there are two aspects to this. Number one is what happens to the outer ear. So if you don't have good quality earphones, which invariably we don't, they scratch the ear canals. They can cause small infections. They can even cause fungal infections over a period of time. And that obviously is not great. But what most of us really think about is when we're listening to loud music, movies, then it also affects the what we call inner hair cells of our inner ear. So the inner part of our ear where the nerves originate, the nerves which connect to the brain. Over a period of time, they gradually start getting beaten up. It's like if somebody takes a drum and starts beating it day one with your hand, nothing really bad is going to happen. You start doing it on a daily basis, you're going to damage the hand as well as the drum. So essentially that's what's happening, and it doesn't happen overnight. We're not even looking at like a few weeks or a few months, but essentially whatever weakness of these hair cells happen, it is a non-reversible or an irreversible process. So everybody gets some amount of hearing loss at the age of 60, 70, 80. So yeah, constant exposure to loud sounds in any form impacts the inner hair cells or the cells in the inner part of our ear, and that is irreversible. So in effect, people who end up having constant exposure to sounds, they will start losing their hearing a lot earlier, and they won't realize it. They'll just have a nagging wife or a husband who probably says after some time that, you know what, you don't pay attention. And in effect, it's because they are not really hearing very well.
So now we will go to the brain part of our body. What's happening to our brains? So I would like to welcome Divya. Divya is the founder of Divya's Happiness Hive. So Divya, welcome to the show. Uh, so Divya, as we all are aware, entrepreneurs, business owners are having financial stress. Customers will take time to come back, cash flow will take time to improve, and they are depending upon the savings. Can you highlight what's happening to our brains and how it is getting affected? Can you share your opinion about it?
Yeah, Charu. I'm on.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, so especially for this particular question, I would
Yep.
want to answer about how brain chemicals work. Very
Okay.
important because we human beings, we evolved from cavemen, where cavemen were always scared and running away from animals. So that is how we have always prepared ourselves to anticipate danger and then get panicky. So this is why we are always in that fight or flight mode. So we are always struggling how to be surviving, you know. This particular thing applies to the money matters also. So we kind of actually think that, okay, if I don't have enough money, enough grocery, what if I end up with not having enough? So this is just anticipation. Most of the time, we don't understand. We can always do it with just the basics. See, there is no such emergency that you can't do it out the basics. Say for example, food. You know, even if
Mm-hmm.
we don't eat for certain hours, our body has the ability to tolerate. So I
Okay.
think this is where we need to understand and believe first of all that we always have enough to sustain. Yeah.
So yes, Divya gave a very good example that yes, we should be believing that we can sustain in any situation and there is abundance. So we should be having faith. That faith is very important for everybody. So Divya, can you also share something how people can manage their anxiety in present scenario?
Yes. So this is something that we actually have to be planning and practicing consistently. Like just like we build the muscles of our body, we have to build the resilience capacity within us. Although if you have not worked on it consistently, there are certain principles, techniques which work to instantly ground that person. So it doesn't take a lot of like rigorous practice. Say, for example, wherever you are, if you can close your eyes and take deep breaths, 3 breaths,
Okay.
you can instantly relax yourself. So these are the kind of things you need to always remember. Okay, I can close my eyes and just my breath and which I have access to it, I can relax. The same happens when, okay, now if I can't go out also to see nature or anything, we always tell nature is the best healer. You can always sit through your window outside. So look at the sunrise, sunset, birds flying, a lot of greenery. Just watching a tree, for 1 minute, it relaxes so much. So, and always meditation is always there for people who have always
Correct.
practiced. Or breath work there, pranayam. What we have a huge list. So you also can't get boring. You can mix and pick from the options always.
That's a very valuable sharing, I must say. So everybody should be having one cope-up skill, and if they are having feeling of anxiety, they should instantly do that activity to balance themselves. Thank you so much for that valuable share, Divya. So now my question goes to Ms. Suchi. Ms. Suchi, suicide prevention experts are saying it's reasonable to expect the current pandemic might lead to increased suicide risk in certain populations. Social distancing and quarantines may trigger those currently dealing with suicidal thoughts. And we all know that you have saved 26 precious lives. So please share your valuable sharing that how we can manage this situation.
All right. So people whom I have saved, they had different reasons to end their lives. But the common one was they they thought that no one is understanding them. They had no hopes. there was a change in their brain chemistry. So there were neurochemicals, so release of neurochemicals, which made them feel very sad, low, and depressed. They tried to give some signals, and they tried to share with their family members and friends, but people around them did not really understand them, and they ended up they ended their lives. But the one whom I have saved is because they reached out to me in time so that I could guide them and I could coach and save their lives by being there for them, just providing them with that listening ear without judging them. It's so important. Like when we look at each other, we judge each other a lot. So if I hear someone calling me and saying, like, you know, that kind of a very desperate call, like, or even a message say like, I see no hopes and I'm going to end my life, the first thing I do is when I make a video call or phone call, depending on the person, how comfortable he or she is, I would just listen. So I wouldn't even say like, you shouldn't have done that, she shouldn't have said that. What do they need at that hour is someone to listen to them. So it's very important to not to judge people, especially at this time when many of the people on this earth walking with a lot of anxiety and panic in their minds and hearts. So it's surely, I continue talking about Earth's consciousness level. So it continues affecting consciousness levels of other people and Earth as well. So the first one is listen to them. Just listen to them. That does not mean you add on. You know, like why did you think that way? You don't need to. You just have to listen. Okay. Second, do not judge. We tend to judge each other a lot. Third is give him or her possible options for whatever the problem is, because the people on whom I have said they have different sets of problems. The one I would like to share is an 18-year-old girl. She went to see the doctor for having throbbing headaches, and the doctor just told her that you have post-trauma stress disorder, PTSD, and she did not know what is PTSD, so he did not explain to her what is PTSD, and she thought she has a very serious health issue that is also mental health issue. So she did not have the courage to tell her parents, because she was putting pressure on herself, thinking that I am staying away from my parents, they are paying for my school fees, and what's going to happen if I tell them that I have PTSD? My parents would scold me. So it's important to not to say anything to the people who are having this kind of thoughts, and just be there for them. And again, instilling hope is very important. So what I did in her case is I just dropped everything and said, okay, let's do a video call. And I saw her eyes are swollen, and then she had some stress issues the previous week, and there was like post trauma or stress disorder. That means something had already happened, but that is affecting her present. And due to that, she was thinking of committing suicide. She was thinking of committing, ending her life. So what happens in post-trauma stress disorder is our body lose its natural ability of relaxation. So we have the ability in us to, like, okay, as when we want, it's a deep breath in, and that. But when what body loses it, then we need to put in extra efforts to relax our body. So I gave her those tips to, like, okay, how can she relax her body? I said, okay, do you have some Vicks or X oil or anything which soothes your system? She said, yeah, I have some Vicks pepper. I said, okay, why don't you apply some on around your neck and back and the temple? And then I played some nice soothing piano music with water sounds. And I said, just take your pillow, rest your head on the pillow. And then I just used my very calming voice to tell her what to do and stuff. And after that, I contacted her parents, and I did not tell them that she's having suicidal thoughts, because, you know, parents being parents, they would have said that, how come you didn't tell me? You told her, you know? So they would also judge her. So I told them to, like, just fetch her, and rest of the things I will tell you later. Provide her with nutritious meals. You can send her for massaging, or be at home, get her to massage her body so that she relaxes more. And just don't say anything for some time till I tell you what to do. And they did that. They fetched her back home, and she relaxed as much as she can and she could. And then after that, I informed the parents that that's what she was thinking about, and now onwards, how to deal with that, her and then that issue. So yeah, that's one of the cases. So that like this, I had 26 people who were having suicidal thought. They were thinking about ending their lives, and they did not, because they could reach out to me in time. And these people are not from one country; they are from many parts of the world. Yeah. So
Okay.
very simple thing is, do not judge them. Listen to them. Practice active listening. All of us need to practice active listening. Active listening means you are not adding on. You're just like listening. Yeah. And yeah, just speak positively. It's very important. Like, how come you did not do this? How come, why did this happen to you? What? Yeah, you don't need to add on to negativity, because the person is already feeling very negative. Thank you.
Wonderful share, Miss Suchi. I mean, your words are golden words. Start having presence. That's really golden for everybody. Everybody should be following this, because in present time, everybody is rushing and people don't have time for each other. So now is the time you are together. So build up your support system, start having listening ears for everybody around, and give your precious time to people around you. Thank you so much for such a valuable sharing, Miss Suchi. So now we can have, so welcome Ami Doshi to the show. My question is, all of a sudden, there has been a drastic change from working in as office to working at home. And that can lead to social isolation, sadness, boredom, and our routines go out the door. All of these things that we are used to are disappearing. What's the solution? How we will cope up? Can you share your opinion about it?
Right. Thank you, Charu, and hello, everybody. So I would like to just state a little story here.
Okay.
So the story goes like, there was a father and a son where they were walking in the mountain, and the son had a fall. So he said, ah, and in the mountains, because of the echo, it just kind of echoed back, ah. And the son was wondering what is happening. So he's asking, who's this? And it got an echo back again, that who's this? Again, he's like, I'm a coward. So he got an echo back that I'm a coward. And he's looking he's looking at his father, and he's looking at what's happening. When I'm saying something, it's just coming back. And then the father said, okay, let's observe and let's see another thing, what comes back to you. So the father said, you are a champion. And that's what came back. And he said, you are a strong boy. And that's what came back. Right? So this is actually the current state of what we are in. What is echoing in our mind is what the reality is. So the whole stress that we are looking at, or the kind of mindset that we are having, is what is going to be our reality. So right now, currently, all of us are okay, work from home, it's so stressful, things are in a lockdown period, we have nothing to do. And if you look at the reality, and that is what it is. So if we can change the echo within, and we can change the thought process within, that it is a lockdown period, and I am with my family, I am safe here, and things are going to get better, and this is a time to upgrade my skills, or this is a time to really work on my talents, or the things that I have never been able to do, that is what is going to become our reality. So the stress that we are echoing within us is something that we need to kind of change to something that we want to see it in reality. And the minute that comes out, I think we are in a much better place to do whatever we really want to do.
Wow, I loved your sharing, Amidoshi. So what we have to do, we have to change that echo and ask everybody to join the 21 Days Business Sustainability Challenge.
Definitely.
So that they can upgrade themselves and learn new skills in life.
And just one more tip is here, that how do you change the echo? A very physical tip that you can do is something about decluttering. You start decluttering things around you.
Wow.
So the physical decluttering that we do, say, you just clean up your phone gallery, you clean up your emails that are not there, that are really not important to you, or say you clean up a drawer or a cupboard space. The amount of things that you remove actually tells our mind that those things are something that we can let go. And the minute that thought is letting go, I think we change the reality and we change the echo outside. So yes.
I think
Amazing.
I think you have brought up a very important point, Amy here, and of course everybody loves stories. So your story perfectly, sync to the current situation. Uh,
Thank you.
so what happens is that I actually was not aware about this decluttering part of it, but whenever I used to kind of do some kind of so I come from a process excellence kind of background, lean transformation and things, and we always have this concept of 5S, wherein you actually do a complete sorting out, standardizing the things and making it
Yes.
more decluttered. So
Yes.
whenever we used to do that and doing it even for our personal drawers or almirahs or cupboards, the kind of satisfaction, the kind of feeling which you used to get, even though you have
Yes.
probably worked very hard, but mentally you are very relaxed. And
Exactly.
probably that is an explanation because of which you have told today is actually coming back, and made me realize why it was happening.
Yes, yes. So decluttering is, even say every day you spend, even say maybe 10 minutes to, say half an hour of time, it'll change the way you are productive through the day. So,
Awesome.
just say even 1 month of your photo gallery, just stick to that, okay, today I will just cleanse my July month, or, past July, or say February. And the minute you start doing that at a smaller scale basis, even for women, just cleaning up the refrigerator or cleaning up the grocery, sometimes that is also very, very important for everybody to kind of just see that, okay, things are empty. The minute you see things are empty, your mind is empty, and you don't have all these stress related things that are going on, and you will not even think of, okay, oh my god, there are things outside which I can't do. Now you will have more thought processes where, okay, what next can I do, what next can I do, so your days would be more productive, and the way you kind of handle this whole situation during this time would be amazing for you.
Awesome sharing, Abby.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Charu, what is
Yeah,
the next schedule? I mean, do we have another speaker? I
we
think Dr.
have
Vaidya is
Doctor, yeah,
Dr.
Dr.
Vaidya.
Akshay Bhor
Akshay.
for Ayurveda.
Okay, Dr. Akshay. Okay.
Yes.
So
So thank you,
please
Ami, for the
invite him.
valuable sharing.
I
And
actually
just
wanted to talk about, I wanted to have a quick discussion. Maybe we will have it after
After.
Dr. Akshay's one.
sure.
Because this decluttering part is what can be done mentally, physically, lot of ways. Divya spoke about meditation. Amy talked about decluttering of the physical space. So I think we have to have a quite some bit of a 5-10 minutes discussion
Definitely.
within the group.
Very
And
true.
but we
Sure.
will definitely come back after Dr. Akshay will talk about it, because I'm sure he has
Anytime.
a lot of things to share with us.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank
So
you.
welcome, Dr. Akshay. Uh, I would love to know how Ayurveda lifestyle can be used in increasing harmony in present scenario. Please share your opinion about it.
Dr. Akshay.
Yeah, hello everyone.
Hello, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Yeah, thank you. So basically, as we know, the Ayurveda is an ancient science of life, and it's a since time immemorial. As per Ayurveda, life sustained by three point material like a physical, spiritual, mental. See, according to Ayurveda, what is the definition of health? I want to focus on this. This
Sure.
is a physical, mental, social, and spiritual well-being. And fortunately, it is also accepted by WHO, and they are also focused on the same that physical, mental, social, and spiritual. But all these four are depend on physical and mental scenario. So I want to focus on this in today's discussion. Basically, uh, see, there are so many questions came in our practice in a daily basis. People are always asking. There are 5 W question about diet. what to eat, when to eat, how to eat, why to eat. There are so many questions. Definitely, it is all about according to the modern scenario and according to Ayurveda. If you are comparing both, modern is also define the staple diet. Today, people are migrating from one place to another place. That we also know, and this is the overall happening in the global market. So when they are migrating from one place to the another, what they are doing, they are just following their previous culture. That is their native culture. But we have to change our culture, our diet culture according to the place where you're migrating. Why? Because overall climatical conditions are different in both places, and that will also help you to grow in that particular stage of climate. If you are following the previous place wala culture in the that migrating place, your health will become creating some problem because the culture you're following, the diet you're following is not matches with your current climatical conditions. So what we have to do, always there are some questions arising from our patients. What to eat? There are 6 tastes. Just please remember this: sweet, sour, salty, bitter, spicy, and astringent. These are the 6 tastes should be contained in your whole diet. It is called as a complete diet, and which is also accepted by again WHO. See, it is a complete diet which is contain all required vitamins, minerals, fats, carbohydrates, all those things we require our body. Second thing, how much you have to eat? Simple question. See, I don't know what is a lunch. I don't know what is your dinner, what is your breakfast. Only question is, are you hungry? Only eat when you are hungry. That's it. If you are hungry, then only you have to eat. Otherwise, not. I don't know what is your lunch, what is your dinner. Second thing, how much you have to eat. 80% of your appetite. See, I'm again repeating, 80% of your appetite, not your capacity. Because, of course, it is all about energy. If it is in the form of energy, then there should be one conductor and it should be obstruction free according to the science. And if you're eating much enough, then your body get obstructed and that will create a lifestyle disorder. And as we know, in globally, we are suffering from lifestyle disorder. That the overall death in the world, it is around 70% death in India and almost 62% death in the world are happening because of this lifestyle disorder, because of this wrong pattern. Next question is arising about water. How much water we have to consume? See, I want to tell you, we are not a farmer. If you are working in an office, we are working in a corporate, then what? Simple thing you have to follow. You have to drink water whenever you feel thirsty. That's it.
Okay.
Don't try to count 2 liters, 3 liters, 4 liters. See, this is not for you. Sportsman will definitely consume more water as compared to us. So it is all about your requirement. Your body is like a supercomputer. Your body will tell you what he is required. So you have to just follow your body, your appetite, your thirst. That's it. About daily routine, see, of course, exercise is also important for physical state. Mike, some questions are arising from a patient. Which type of exercise we have to do? Like there are so many ways, na? Yoga, gym, walking. So many options are there. See, you have to take 45 minutes of morning walk. It is also recommended by Ayurveda. Now, in modern era, it is proven how 45 minutes of morning walk will help you. Our body is the smallest model of this whole universe. That we agree, right?
Correct.
And we are a part of this climate. When we are walking for 45 minutes, what happened in first 15 minutes, your body element get warm up.
Okay.
Blood circulation will get active. In next 15 minutes, your body get detoxified. And in next last 15 minutes, your body get energized because of that sunlight. So you have to take morning walk, not an evening walk. That is most important. Because there are 5 things. First one is the gravitational force of Earth. Second is your electromagnetic field. Third one is a rich source of oxygen, which is only present in the morning. Fourth one is the sunlight. And fifth and most important is the climatical pressure. When you're walking throughout for a 45 minutes, your body frequency get matched with the universal frequency. If you're doing this on a daily basis, the chances of lifestyle disorder will reduce by 80%, and it is scientifically proven, which is said by Ayurveda 5,000 years ago. Can you believe this? So these simple things we have to do. Don't go for the, ekdam complicated things. Now, come about mind. I know you are quarantined at your home and we are facing so many problems about your mind. See, it is like on the laptop. We are all always sitting on the laptop or mobile phone. It is like a laptop. Laptop is having a RAM, random access memory, 4 GB, 8 GB. Suppose our mind is having a capacity, this is the RAM. Suppose my mind is having a capacity of 4 GB and I'm opening 20 to 30 programs at a time. What will going to happen? Definitely it will going to hang, right?
Yes.
Same thing is happening with us. So Acharya Charak, I want to just explain one quote over here. It is most important because Acharya Charak, he mentioned in the Charak Samhita, what is the function of your mind? We need to understand this. Chintya vicharya munya deya sankalpa mevacha iti. It is in a Sanskrit. These are the steps how to deal with your mind. First one is the Chintan. Chintan, thought process with the closed eyes. Second stage is the vichar, thought process with the open eyes. Muya calculation from each and every aspect and angle. With chinte vicharya muya dheya, fix your motto. And sankalpa, application of all these four with the help of option A, B, C, and D to achieve your motto. These are the steps mentioned by Acharya Charak. But what generally we are doing, we are not doing chintan, thought process with the closed eyes. We are only thinking with the thought process with the open eyes. That is our problem. So for Chintan, what we'll have to do, just close your eyes whenever you want. Whenever you want, whatever will be the position. Even if you are sitting in your chair now, you can do this. Close your eyes. All thought process will directly or indirectly come your mind. These are the open program. These are the open program. What we are doing, we are not shut down your mind. You are just hibernating. That is our problem. So what we have to do, after that thought process will come, you have to answer it. Either positive or negative, that doesn't matter. Either positive or negative. Just answer it and close it. First time, it will take some time. Second thought, answer it, close it. Third, answer it, close it. After doing this for 5 minutes only on a daily basis, after 30 days, 40 days or 50 days, one day will come when you will close your eyes now, your mind will become empty, your RAM is clear. Now it will act properly.
Awesome.
Proper process of Chintan.
Awesome sharing.
And the
That's science of Ayurveda.
Yeah. And basically, they're concentrating on music. They're concentrating on something else. See, it is a concentration because mind is not blank. No? You're concentrating on something.
Correct.
What we have to do Chintan. When your mind will become blank, this is the stage of meditation, the blank stage of your mind. I think this is enough for today, and thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Lovely sharing, Dr. Akshay. Thanks for coming in and sharing such kind of scientific things behind Ayurveda, and I think that proves everything that if we go back to our natural life, that will probably make us more healthier.
Yeah, definitely.
Very nice.
Thank you so much for your sharing. These words also golden words. Start listening to your body. Such an important point for food or for exercise. We have to listen to our body first, what we want. So then we should go ahead. And when we are at home, definitely we should be listening to our body first. And yes, the meditation part is very important for everybody. So now
I would like to invite Sharmila. Because we are all having proper abilities. We are only struggling with our abilities. Because of too many abilities, we are trying to do too many things.
Correct.
But there is one person with us who is actually having cerebral palsy for the last 50 years. She was 5 years old and running around in the home and everything, and suddenly found herself in the bed with realization that she probably won't be able to wake up or even walk or even probably do anything else. So maybe I would like to hear her story, how she has recovered, how the therapist help is required at such times, not only from the physical strength but from the mental strength, and how she's helping a lot of people right now, works with government and things like that. I don't think so. If we miss out this point, then we are completing our show. We are completing our this particular session today.
Very true.
So Sharmila, if you can speak
Sharmila.
few words around that, share your story and how people, what people should take care of, especially in these situations for the families, stressed families who have children like these.
Well, I think I shared a small snippet yesterday about my problem. But the thing is that I was not alone when I recovered. I had a very good team of doctors, therapists, and my therapist, especially my speech therapist, uh, worked on me for a very long time. What you see today is probably 18 years of effort from my end and uh, my therapist's end. It's been uh, terrifying. It has been very exhausting 18 years of my life. But I had no choice. What my parents set for me was to go forward. And I have not looked back ever. So my speech therapists have given me the confidence to talk in public. I there was a time when I didn't pick up the phone. Today I have two cell phones. I have a landline, and it doesn't matter to me what the other person at the other end thinks about me. It used to hurt as a child that people talked ill of you, of your parents, of people in the family supported, but people beyond the family didn't know the circumstances. So it's been a good 18 years of effort that I have put in. Uh, who all can help? Yes, therapists, but being aware of uh, a situation and a disability helps. So I do seminars, I take efforts to talk to parents, to give them hope, because that is what matters. Suji, if you are here, I give happiness. So that is the crux of the matter. You need to instill confidence in every person that you come across, be it disabled or not. It doesn't matter. So when you give something like diversity, I believe Rajshri can do a lot where diversity, gender neutrality is concerned. I can do a lot where disability is concerned. And I think all of us put together can give the society a positive effort in these very trying times. That is all that I am looking at.
So I would want to have a big round of applause for you, Sharmila. Thank you so much. I mean, whatever I say, whatever you are sharing with the people, we are only seeing or we are only experiencing what you are telling to us. But those 18 years, or I would rather say 50 years, I am sure that would have had a different perspective, different lifestyle, different problems, challenges. Uh, while we all of us are struggling with respect to our completely physical abilities and trying to make ourselves much better, you had a different challenge to overcome. And
And Ansho, we have seen her always smiling. From the day I have met Sharmila, I have never seen her without a smile.
I agree, Rashri. A beautiful smile, always with a beautiful smile.
In our meetings, in our calls, she's there. We have to just see her smiling. That's all. That's inspiration for us too.
I don't know how to be unhappy, Rashri or Charles.
Wow, that's a powerful statement.
I don't know how to.
Lot of love for you, Sharmila.
Thank you. And what Ani told resonates with me. What you think and what you feel comes back to you.
Correct.
So I have happiness with me.
Beautiful.
Yes. And Sharmila, that is the reason we always know disability is not inability.
Inability. No, it's not.
So let's not confuse disability with inability. And I think with this, I would like each of you to open up as a forum. You can unmute yourself. We can have a quick discussion around and talk about your experiences. If possible, we can take a repledge for being there for the entire 21 days business sustainability challenge.
I would request one person can talk at a time so that we are able to give due respect and we learn from each other.
Correct.
Yeah, Rachri, I would like to request Bhavesh to kind of talk a little bit. I know that yesterday he had to leave, but today I am thankful to him that he has spared that time for us. So Bhavesh bhai, if you can talk about something, what you are doing for the startup industry, how you are working very closely with investors, mentors, entrepreneurs, and especially now running your own organization, Women Power, the Millennium Divas. So Bhavesh bhai, you are a very valuable asset, and how can we miss such pearls of wisdom? And if you are there, we have to use that opportunity.
No, I completely agree, and thank you so much, Anshav, for putting that faith and trust. I'm still that one drop in the ocean trying to understand where can I add value. So that's been a very core philosophy of whatever I do in my life. I don't know, I mean,
Bhavesh, the bee doesn't know that it's doing cross-pollination.
I know
wonderful, sir. Wonderful. So that's another pulse of wisdom coming in from another expert.
See, that's why I recommended, you should have some very, very able people who are in the forum to talk. And, I would want to be selfish in terms of only listening because, I have to be very careful when I speak, right? That's one area that I always ensure. But having said that, I think, some very good insights on what is going to happen to us, as humans. There is a lot of ambiguity, there is a lot of volatility. It's a VUCA moment, as I was talking to Anshav, if you remember, talking about. We don't know what's gonna, be the next thing. All we could do is keep our eyes and ears open, take, concrete, constructive steps at every point of time. I was just actually talking yesterday on one of the webinars, and one of the things that I mentioned was, don't be a miser, be wiser. So the whole objective of talking about this particular philosophy was that many things are going to happen, where you're going to cut corners, where should you cut corners. So it's cutting corners, it's also about, becoming wiser and say, hey, look, where do I put my efforts, time, energy in the coming days, in the coming weeks as well. Uh, so a bit about myself. I have been in the industry for the past 22 years now, cumulative. And for the past 8, 9 years, I have been, giving back to the society in the form of mentoring startups. I've been fortunate to be a part of Bringle also. And, I'm trying to look at how best I can add value to this entire initiative, which is led by Anshav himself. Very dynamic. I have been, closely observing and watching on this. Under that, I run a platform called Millennium Divas, which is basically to nurture and encourage more women in entrepreneurship. Because if you look at the current scenario, apart from the pandemic, uh, there are ample of opportunities for women, or in the country or in the world. The world is moving to a different paradigm shift where more, we're talking about gender equality, we're talking about in workplace, we're talking about women in the board as well, supporting women entrepreneurs, empowerment, and all that is going around, right? In that space, as I said, I'm a drop in the ocean trying to see where we could add value to look at supporting and encouraging more women entrepreneurship. Because what I firmly believe is, women do not need empowerment. In fact, no one needs empowerment. We all need support and, encouragement to do what we want to do, to achieve what we want to achieve in life. And, yes, I always say I've been fortunate that, I have some great family, some great, friends in the form of the family, some great mentors who have been able to support and encourage me every time I have been able to, do something. So that's basically a bit about me and the kind of initiative that I'm running. We were supposed to be looking at doing a few activities around that. One of the key areas that we are currently focusing on is to build a fund where we could invest in early stage startups, and these are purely for startups which are either founded or co-founded by women entrepreneurs. It's a very long journey that I personally have embarked upon. That's the first area that we are focusing on. The second area that we are focusing on is we are coming up with some initiative where we would want to encourage and nurture ideas within the community, and we're coming up with a book, where we are looking at covering top 25 inspiring stories of women entrepreneurs. And the whole concept is, it's not about getting the limelight by sharing your story. I think it's a very sincere effort that me and Hariharan, we both are going to be editing this. We have been fortunate enough to have Ms. Anju Verma. She's the Principal Secretary, Government of Gujarat, writing a keynote, which is the foreword. We have our very own diva, Ms. Shweta Shalini. She is a woman entrepreneur herself, very dynamic. She is the advisor to the ex-CM Fadnavis ji. And she's also the director for Urban Women Transformation Projects. It's a rural village transformation project. My apologies. She's going to be a part of this. We have, I think, Sharmila ji is going to be a part of this. So I'm very happy that I am able to, have some great inspiring stories that we would want to cover. We are still looking for more stories as well, because it's going to be volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, and God knows if we are on the right part, we might have volumes of this book coming out, and we would want to have many more stories coming out of from across the globe. In fact, not only from India. So that's a very honest and sincere effort that we are trying to put together, and hoping with all of yours best wishes and blessings, we could maybe add some value to the society and the country at large as well.
Beautiful.
Asha, thanks. That's about me.
Thank you so much, Bhavesh Bhai, and wish you very all the best for Millennium Divas. Whatever tremendous work which you are doing. Incredible work. And I'm telling you, this has a lot of potential. And I can see already a lot of women around who are making their mark and, showing and proving that they don't need empowerment. They just need support.
Absolutely.
In fact, they are the ones who can provide support to the entire world. They have given birth to all of us. They have already the power. It's just that we have to provide the right situations and the environment so that they can really survive in that. So that's all we have to do. Rest they themselves have power to make it.
And I'm so happy. So sorry, you continue.
In fact, I want to just say a word here. Mankind is being very unfair in leaving a very, very vast resource not properly utilized.
Absolutely.
And that is something which we all need to wake up on. And women have proved it. And I'll tell you, I ran a outdoor camp for more than 12 years. And even in physical work, where we normally think women are not as good, they used to always outshine. But I will tell you one basic problem, one basic challenge. The women are the enemies of women. If you find discouragement, it comes more from women. At home, if the girl child is not appreciated, it is by the grandmother or the mother more than anyone else. At workplace, women are more jealous of each other than men are. The point I'm trying to make is, let's make this a happy world by not having these judgmental ideas. And women, I'll just give you one example and I'll close. In all my team building exercises, not even once have I heard a man in a team say, we didn't perform well because we had more girls in my team. But when a team didn't do well, a girl said, sir, we couldn't do well because we had more girls. And that is what I used to tell them. Who told you that that was a reason? So my point is, we must as men support women, and women must support other women. And let's wake up. The day when we don't talk on this subject, the day when gender diversity is not talked about, will be a good day in life.
Beautiful sharing, Sushil. So definitely we have to change the attitude and thinking pattern from the basic level. And I'm so happy to know about Bhavesh's venture, and I'm running an online magazine. I'm so looking forward to connect and do together things which we can do. There is so much to do in this field. Best wishes, Bhavesh.
In fact, I think the word which Mr. Basin has written about B, the statement which he's spoken about, Lavanya also mentioned about the same, right? You just put it on the chat while Sushil sir has kind of spoken out. It was, I think you're on mute, Lavanya. We're not able to hear you.
No, we are not able to hear you.
Yes, you're on mute, Lavanya.
No, she is.
Am I audible now?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I just reiterated it because it just, just immediately rang a bell, and it was just such a beautiful, beautiful statement to have made, Pritha. So really, really inspiring.
Thank you so much. And Firoz bhai, are you able to hear us?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, wow, great. So Firoz bhai is from Kuwait. He has been a very active follower of our Bringle Blended meetups. I think it's third or fourth meetup he is joining in from Kuwait. He is also working with a lot of startups and mentors out there. So Firoz bhai, if you want to quickly talk about yourself, what you're doing, and about your thoughts about the Bringle platform.
Yeah, thank you for giving me the opportunity. I'd just like to add one more comment on the discussion which we had, and two gentlemen just asked about the woman empowerment. I slightly beg to differ on this statement, saying that they are highly underutilized women. I beg to differ, and it's my opinion. I will say that they are highly utilized, but we fail to showcase their achievements in the correct perspective. This is what I really would like to say. We need to showcase their achievement in the correct perspective, and they are really being utilized, and they are in a place and they are contributing which is irreplaceable.
You are very right, Firoz Bhai. I think I'm really happy to hear such views from you. Typically these views, are now being spread across everywhere across the globe, and that is such a positive statement. Uh, and it is definitely encouraging. With this, I would like to, thank Charu for her time and commitment today for this session. Uh, by the way, if everybody is not aware, she has her son's birthday today. She has prepared everything for that, and then she has come for the session. So at least let us all wish her son a very happy birthday. And we can at least just give a clap.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, so much for such a valuable sharing. It was an awesome session, and we'll love to meet again tomorrow. Looking forward for the tomorrow's session. Thank you
Thanks,
so much.
Charu. We will just continue for 5 more minutes, just a quick session, but you can definitely go ahead and enjoy the celebration.
Thank you. Thank you. Stay safe. Good night, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes. So I think this is now an open session. If anybody want to talk about it, share something about the platform, about the meetup, any suggestions which you have, it's most welcome.
Can I add a word here?
Sure, Smita.
Yes. Amy was talking about decluttering, and I take this opportunity, and also the title of the session, that is business sustainability. I take the word sustainability, which is the requirement for the day, and that is the planet sustainability. She was talking about decluttering, and I go back to the gadgets we use and the digital media we are using. You get plenty of promotional mails, plenty of mails which you do not open. Please, if you are not interested, delete the mails, because this consumes a lot of energy and it leaves back a lot of carbon footprints, and we increase the temperature of the planet. And coming to the gallery, please shift all that is there in the gallery to a hard disk, so that it is, the servers are not guzzling, they are not taking the energy. That's all I wanted to add. Thank you.
That's a very important point, Smitaji, because what happens is, while we don't realize that there is enough space and data availability, but there were times we were running with floppy disks, and we were like struggling with those 64 KB floppy disks. Now we have, let's say, 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte hard disk, but how many times are we really using it? How much data, how much space is actually being utilized or even looked back in? So there are probably multiple files repeatedly being stored. So what you said is absolutely right, and it's another way of decluttering yourself. So in our corporate world, I have been particularly doing these things, where in the first thing we used to do. So in manufacturing, you will have a lot of physical decluttering, physical space. But in the corporate world, in the shared services domain, you have a lot of IT decluttering. There's a lot of data decluttering which you need to do, because otherwise everything just falls onto you and you don't realize what to do around it.
So the only thing that you keep in mind is, for the last 6 months, if you have not used it, it's not required.
Absolutely.
For the last 6 months, if you have not opened any mails or you have not opened those documents, it might not be really required for you, and you can let it go. So the whole attitude of just letting go is what comes in with this whole thought process.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think you are right.
I want to add something in that, and that is that when I have my wardrobe in which there are clothes which I have not worn for the last 1 year, it is absolutely unlikely that I will ever wear them again, because either they will fit me or they will be out of fashion. two things I have done. One is that I have not only occupied the space in my cupboard, I have also shared my mind space to that, because I'm ironing them, putting them back, and also mind gets occupied that I have to take care of them. Secondly, how many people on this planet are dying for those
Require it.
we are depriving of them by keeping them here. So I was just showing you, I have done a lot of decluttering in everything, and this is my office being decluttered right now.
Lovely. So we are using all our home time right now for decluttering. Let's take this one challenge for ourselves today, that at least we'll start doing some decluttering sitting at home. That's something which we can at least do.
Yeah,
So thanks, Amy, for sharing your thoughts on that and bringing this wonderful word. Divya, you want to add something on meditation, how we can use meditation for decluttering?
So Anshu, for this I wanted to add another perspective where we have to look at the mind. So most of times we're trying to
No, we cannot.
Divya, your voice is not clear, so we'll take it up offline and then we'll probably work
and
out.
something with something for an emotional.
But with this, I would like to thank everybody, and I would like Mani to kind of take up the dais and conclude the show, conclude Bringle Blended Meetups for today as well.
Yep. Thanks, Ansha.
Sorry.
Wow. It's been so great session. It was a great learning, and so many things came up in one session. Huge list of pointers. I started noting down, and I said, okay, let me listen first, then I can take a note. There's so many things actually flowed in the meeting, and few to share here, or like the specific ones, like the 20-20-20 formula for reducing the eye strain from Dr. Nikhil. And it was so great. I mean, we keep doing that, but most of the time we never practice. It was so effective and very simply shared tip. I have taken that note. Similarly, the tip from Mr. Dr. Shantanu about loud music and how it actually impacts and how it is irreversible. So this was a great learning. I've been listening music a bit loud. Now I take care. So it's a great learning for me as well. And then comes the anxiety breaker with 3 deep breaths from Divya. Wow, that was very simple and very effective. And you made this tip very effective. And going forward, practice listening and speak positively in the negative situations. This was an amazing thought from Suchi. And when we heard all the story, how she actually saved a lot of teenagers and all, and this is very good statement. Decluttering is productive. Wow, this is very interesting statement. I have actually taken a note. And also change to eco, and it is now. Thank you for that. And finally, the energetic speech from Dr. Akshay on helping us rediscover Ayurveda. It's typically the best part is like the process of thinking with closed eyes and a blank state of mind. Wow, that I never thought about. It was so helpful tip. Thank you, thank you, Dr. Akshay, for that. And Bob, throughout the session, it was an awesome learning experience. And thank you for all the share from everyone. I just have an announcement to make here. Just to remind, we shall be selecting 2 companies from this week as we go on with the sessions. And they will be allowed to present their complete products and services on the day of celebration, which is the 21st day of this event. So all the best, and keep participating in the challenge. Now I hand over to Rajeshri for the final word of thanks. Thank you.
Mani, I would like to just add for everybody, specifically for Bhavesh Bhai, Feroz Bhai here, that we are looking for 100 unicorns in this decade, 2020 to 2030, wherein these startups are going to pass on 5 stages of their certification levels, right from white belt to yellow belt to green belt to blue belt and finally the black belt. Eventually, these black belt startups would be chosen and would be worked out with Bringle startup ecosystem, along with experts like Bhavesh Bhai, and there are multiple investors, Mani, who himself is a mentor to, you know, uh, almost like dozens of startups right now. So you will get a strong mentoring support. We want to bring focus back to the business, focus on business sustainability, focus on scalability, focus on your businesses rather than just looking at valuations and investments. While investments and valuations are required and they are a parallel process, but don't get so kind of attracted towards investment. So Mani and I, when we were working around this, we were thinking about how to bring back the sustainability into this. And in this current VUCA times, as Bhavesh Bhai always says, that this is going to become more important, because right now who will survive, who will sustain, will be the one who will actually become a unicorn. And the purpose of doing this activity for this sustainability exercise, that we are trying to find out best of the businesses from across the globes. We are not talking about startups, we are not talking about SMEs, it is businesses. Every business, small and medium business, a small entrepreneur or a solopreneur, everybody is running your business. If you have the right idea, if you have the zeal to drive it out, we are there to support you. We are there. We have set up an entire framework around that, which we call as design your unicorn. We will help you design your unicorn. Even if you are a single person with only an idea right now and having a zeal, we will make sure that you will eventually become a unicorn. And that is where the purpose of this entire meetup, global meetup, is that we are able to find out those strong 100 businesses which has a potential to become a unicorn. And believe us, we will take you to become a unicorn. So this is what I would like to conclude on this particular part. Mani, you want to add something about that? You can probably add.
Yeah, definitely. Just to give a gist, as Anshav already said, design your unicorn is basically a 5-stage process which gives every business or any person who has an idea to be the unicorn. And our focus is purely give the capability and strength back to the founders and let them know what are the tools and tips available, or what are the data or knowledge that is available to ensure their own resources help them to be the unicorn. So they don't need to depend on someone else. They can focus on themselves and the resources available, and a bit of more focus with tools and all, and they can be the unicorns. And with this, I hand over the meeting to Rashri for the final vote of thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was a wonderful session, and there were a lot of takeaways from health to business to the newer concepts of how any business has to be done. Uh, the Bringle is not just a platform; it is beyond platform. It talks about reaching out to the world. It talks about taking your business to the different world, meeting like-minded people, meeting professionals, and thinking about this, we felt that the 21 days, challenge we should take in such a way that what is a kaleidoscopic view. The same glass pieces, when you twist in a different ways, you are able to see new design. And 21 days is the view that we are giving you. Every speaker is going to help you twist the same resources and the everything that you have, potential that you have, and you will see the 21 views, 21 into 6 speakers. So look at the amount of views you will have, and that will help you go to reach heights of your goals and dreams. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Looking forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Keep bringing, keep growing.
Thanks.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you everyone. Thank you.
and keep spreading the Bringle dream wave. Inspire 3 other people to take the same pledge.
Yeah.
21 days business sustainability challenge.